Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. If this is your first time visiting, my name is Nate, and our company is Custom Made by Us. Today's video, I'm going to just do a quick, I've had a couple of comments or messages asking to see like maybe a tour of our little shop here, and then after that I gotta do some prints, but I'm gonna show you one of my last videos was how to keep the DTF or the powder off my arm as we kind of go through the powder shaker / oven. So I'll show you that actually how that process works now, or how I'm doing it now, because I didn't actually show it. I kind of just talked about it. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we'll just do a quick shop tour. There's not a whole lot here, so let's get to it. So this is my station where I sit when I'm out here. It is a Flexi Spot, one of those adjustable desks. You press a button and it goes to that setting. So this is a good height. If you're standing and working on stuff, I normally keep it. It'll go, I think 4 is the highest. Not sure who would work with a table at that height, but it's up to my chest. So I keep it at 2. And that puts the desk, it's because I bumped it. It has a sensor. If it detects any bump or something when it's going down, it'll stop and go back to where it was, so it doesn't crush something. So I keep this at the same level as the, a little bit lower than the exit tray on the oven conveyor. So keep my cleaning supplies, remote controls, my little foam tips are here that I use to clean the print heads, so on and so forth. So that's kind of easily accessible. Most of it's done over there though, so you'd think I'd probably keep it over there, but I don't. So printer, powder shaker, and oven. This is an air purifier that comes with the system. Works pretty good. I'm starting to see though, I've seen a whole lot of different ways that they set these up, but the glycol that's in the powder, it kind of liquefies, and I'm starting to see it. And I realized that that's what that's for. It's like a little drain tube that goes into a little catch bin. Luckily, I'm not seeing so much that it's going in there. So, so this part of the garage, or my workbench out here, is just for the heat presses. So I got a scale here for weighing packages. This is the Stahl's Hottronics Fusion IQ hat press. It's nice with this one is it actually has dual platens, so this warms up and this warms up, depending on what you're doing. Microscope. I use the microscope when I'm doing checks, alignment checks. Get the focus in there. Yeah. That works really well. Tumbler press, we have the mug attachment there, because that's typically what we go back and forth with, is the tumblers, 20-ounce skinnies, and the mug press. And then this is our 16 by 20 auto open heat press. And then I keep all my little accessories in the drawers. Down here we have one more mug press and some attachments. The reason for that is mug, you tend to get a large order for mugs. It's nice to be able to do more than one mug at a time. So that's why we've got the 2 of them. So that's what this section of the bench is for. Actually, this cabinet here, these 2 are for supplies inventory, and then this is for blanks, mugs, tumblers. It goes in there. So that's that. So this is, we just kind of leave this out. You know, we have an event coming up in December, I think. So normally we have men's shirts on this here. It's interesting. That one's there. Tote bags, little rack for women's clothing, babies' clothes. And then we've got these shelves for tumblers, slate coasters, and then kitchen trivets at the bottom. So that's it. This garage is getting a little bit too full for me, but it works. You know, we've been running this business for February was when I ordered the printer. I didn't get it in February. We got the printer in June. Didn't start printing anything until June or July. So August, September, October, November. I mean, so we haven't been running for too long. But the reality is, you know, we're hopefully going to grow this to where we have multiple printers, cranking them all day long. So that wouldn't work here unless this went away and I had room out here for it. But we'll play it by ear and see how that goes. But the computer that I use is just that laptop. It's hooked up to a network interface card. Actually, it's hooked up to a docking station, a little silver thing there. And then that network cable goes to the printer, and then we assign, there's an IP address assigned to the printer, and then an IP address that's assigned to the NIC face on the network interface card on the laptop. So it can communicate with the printer. That's my label printer. I still have it. I was trying to get rid of that one so I can get they have one that's a double, because I'm constantly switching out from shipping labels to barcodes for our products. So I wanted one that would be able to load up both of those labels and print. You know, just one would be nice. But that's not the case. So this printer, all of the inks are stored on the back section back here. So CMYK in white. There's the ink cartridges down below. Film loads up on that roll there. It's actually almost gone, so I've got another roll waiting to go. So that's the printer area. I have another printer here. I use this one to print packing slips for orders. And this laptop is an older laptop that used to be over there but was becoming inadequate for what I was doing. So I upgraded. Got a little station here for our labels, you know, so we can put labels on the boxes. This is all going to change though, because we've been shipping using the cardboard tubes. That's 3" by 25 by 3 by 3. And then these underneath here are 25s by 2.5 by 2.5. And they worked really well, but I'm paying $2.70 a tube, which, you know, it gets expensive when you're shipping these little things out. So we're dealing with a company now that's making these boxes, custom boxes for us. So this will actually have our custom made by us. Has a little "please handle with love, do not crush, bend, or fold, thank you." I had put on the end a QR code with this. You scan it and it takes you to our press and care instructions webpage. But I was told that's not a good idea to put other codes on the box due to the shippers. They may have a problem with that. So I redesigned the box. It's a little bit different. It has a little "thank you for supporting our business" on the end of the box. Has our social media sites there. And then what I ended up doing is I took off, I think, one of the social media things, and on one side of the box I actually printed in a light gray colored font the heat and press instructions on the side of the box. So that'll be nice that it's actually on the box. These are just been ordered, so I won't see them for probably 30 to 40 days because it's on a slow boat from China. So that's what we're doing with that. So before that, though, all of these stickers, the custom made by us, "thank you for supporting our business," the fragile, they would all go on the cardboard tubes. And then one thing I would do is I would take the heat press instructions and I would wrap that up with a packing slip and I tape that around the, oh, got something beeping. Not sure what that was. I would tape it around the transfer or the gang sheet, put it inside the tube. There's just little plastic caps that hold the tube together, or the contents inside the tube. So I would put those. Then I have this stapler that I would use to staple that lid to that cardboard tube, because we had some issues where they'd come out before, even though it was taped. So that'll be nice when we get the boxes set up and going. Got two different sizes. This is a 24 by 4 by 4. And because our film format is 24 inches wide, it's a very tight fit getting the film inside the box. So I went with a 25 by 4 by 4 and then a 25 by 2 by 2, because sometimes you're gonna have smaller, like a 60-inch gang sheet. You know, you don't need a 4-inch box for that. So I got some 2-inch boxes to kind of put that into. So that's that. Some supplies and stuff in there. The cabinets over here are DTF supplies, because we sell ink, powder, and film. So all of the ink, powder, and film is inside of those cabinets. Just miscellaneous stuff across the top of these cabinets here. There's that beep again. So this side of the workshop, or my garage. So my garage is, I think it's about 1,700 square foot. So the garage is, that's the 2-car. I used to be able to park my truck in here, but we got too busy, too much stuff. So this is not a standard 2-car garage door. I think it's, normally they're 16 foot. We went with an 18 foot, a little bit wider. So the 2-car garage is wider than most. This part of the garage is the for the fifth wheel. We added that mini split system to cool and heat the garage, depending on what time of the year it is. Obviously, this is stuff in the garage. So the garage is 60 feet long by, I want to say maybe 20 feet wide. So it's a really good size garage. My fifth wheel is 40 foot from nose to the ladder on the back. So I mean, even with I've got room behind the fifth wheel and I got plenty of room in front of the fifth wheel. The garage door is 14 foot by 14 foot. Makes it really nice for parking this monster in here. Those are the electric bikes. So back here on this side of the garage, and this is where my first work bench was, toolbox. We use this oven when we do sublimation. When we got tumblers that are bigger that won't fit in the tumbler press, we'll put them in here. It works really well. I think that's why it was beeping. This is on. Let me turn it off. So a lot of the stuff for this laptop out here is for the, this is a 3-in-1. So it's made by Snapmaker. It's right now I'm using it for laser engraving. So it does laser engraving, CNC carving, and 3D printing. So my filament's down there. These are the different attachments or plates for whatever you're doing. If you're doing 3D printing, you use this. If you're doing CNC carving, you use that. Laser engraving, you use that black finned looking platform. All of the heads are in here. So this is a 3D printer head. Turn this back on, it keeps going off. So it's just a filament style 3D print head. It's a single. I know they've got a dual extruder now, which I might buy. So you've got 2 different inks coming out with the dual extruder, but I set all of these in here. A little fit place to put them. This is the CNC module. No, I take that back. I'm sorry. This is Snapmaker's initial laser module that you get with the very first version of the Snapmaker was a 1600 milliwatt laser. So that means that's a 1.6 watt laser, which is nothing. So I've recently upgraded the one that's in there now as a 10 watt. And I've actually just bought, I'm waiting for it to arrive, a 40 watt laser that'll replace that one. So this is the CNC module here. You can see it's got the, where you put the bits in. I do have the rotary module for it. So if we want to do rotary on laser or carving, we can use the rotary module for that. It's funny, this little board, I write down, you gotta know when you're laser burning something. This has an automatic measurement system, but it doesn't always work right. So I always measure my materials with my caliper, and I say it's 10 millimeters, so I know it's 10 millimeters. So I write them down here. So if I've got 5 things that I'm going to burn for a customer, I'll put them in a specific order, and then I'll put their measurements here on the board. So I know that when I pick up that piece of material that's going to get burned, that it's at, at X 10 millimeters. You got to key it in, it goes down, and it burns it. I've accidentally done it where, like, if you put, say, 10 millimeters is the thickness of the material, and you accidentally put 1 and not 10, it'll literally smash into the material, and it's obviously not good. So back here, you'd think I'm a graffiti artist with all this spray paint. I think I've got just about every color you can get, but we do a lot of different things. So I just want to make sure we had that on hand. Down on this back end, filter cartridge for the laser and when you're 3D printing. These are my my 3D printers. So this is a filament 3D printer, so it prints using the filament on those spools, and it comes out of the extruder, kind of like a glue gun. Where these are resin 3D printers. So this is Anycubic's Photon D3. You can see it's got some resin in there now. I'm obviously not printing anything. And then this is the wash and cure station for this 3D printer that I bought. So you can see the build plate, though, is this little plate that's up here. It's relatively small, and you really can't print anything substantial to that build plate. So then I ended up going and buying this one. So this is the Anycubic Photon M3 Max. Again, resin, that's a little vat of resin. This is the build plate. So you can see the build plate is much larger than the little build plate that's on that one there. And then this one has its own wash and cure station as well. So when you break a part off of the build plate, you have to break off the supports, you have to wash it, so it goes in these little containers of isopropyl alcohol. Once you've rinsed them off, then you have to take them out of the rinse, and you put them on here, and then you turn this little dial here, and then you press the button. These little UV lights come on, because UV light cures the resin, and that's how it works. So that's what this side of the garage, or this portion of the garage is for laser engraving, CNC cutting, 3D filament printing, and then resin printing, if we're doing any resin prints, plus the oven for the tumblers. And the tumblers that we put in the ovens are these here. You can see we've got 30 ounce with handles, and then we've got some 40 ounce with handles here. So the handles have to come off. Obviously, they'll melt inside of the oven. So, but those are the ones that get done inside that oven. Little playpen for our little puppy. She has her own little heater. She always needs to be out here when I'm out here. We have a little bell that she rings, an electronic bell that she rings when she has to go outside. She knows I'm in the garage. She will ring that bell over and over again until someone grabs her and brings her out here to be with me. She's the boss. So that's about it. That's my shop tour. These are my guys. It's Leatherface, Pinhead, Jason. I'm actually going to bring out, probably won't. I've got a pretty cool bust of Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter. But I think he can stay in my office. My office. This is kind of my office too, but my office. So that's it. that wraps up my garage tour of down here. You can kind of get an idea of the space we have back here. So obviously this is just personal. Everyone's got stuff in their garage that they store. So we got plenty of room between the back of the fifth wheel. And most of these totes are for Christmas and holiday stuff that my wife does. So she keeps it all in these totes here. And then down this side is, again, just the other side. So the slides on the fifth wheel, I can actually bring the slides all the way out and have this completely opened up. And we'll do that sometimes if we have family over that's staying for any length of time. They have the choice where they can stay in the guest room or they can stay inside the fifth wheel and have like our own little apartment to themselves. So, but that's it. Next part of my video is going to be after I get some prints going, probably towards the end. Obviously it's at the end of those prints. I'm going to show you how I'm using my little contraption to drop that film down inside the powder shaker, not having to deal with it too much. So hang in there.